Imagine walking into an event where every guest has their own personal concierge, ready to answer questions instantly about schedules, sessions, even directions. No lines, no stress, just seamless support powered by AI. That's exactly what Francis Quarcoopome, founder and CEO of JamJar, has built with Chaperone. On this episode of Lead with AI, we explore how she's transforming event planning and guest experience from start to finish. Let's get into it. Welcome to Lead with AI. I'm Dr. Tamara Nall. In each episode, we will take you behind the scenes with visionary leaders shaping the future of AI across public and private sectors. Join us as we explore groundbreaking projects and innovations that are transforming industries and making a real impact on people's lives. Let's dive in. So hello, everyone. How are you? I'm excited to have Francis Quarcoopome here, founder and CEO of JamJar.
Yes.
Francis, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So great to be here.
Absolutely. And we are excited to have you here. And for everyone who is listening, you know who I am. If we have any new listeners, I am Dr. T, your host with Lead with AI. And we've been #1 in tech on Apple Podcasts in June of this year for a month and a half. So we're excited. And it is because of fabulous guests like you, Francis. So thank
amazing. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yes. So I had to have you on this show because for those of you who don't know, she and I met in Ghana for a YPO event, and she and her team organized everything from A to Z. It was flawless, no mistakes. I mean, it was perfect. And while we were talking, she was talking about developing this AI tool, Chaperone. And so I said, Francis, you have to be on the show.
Yeah.
So here she is, everyone.
And I know, amazing.
It's amazing. It's been a few months now, so I'm excited to have you there. But just so that people get to know you, tell us about who you are at your core. How did you come up with the idea for Chaperone? Because we feel that it starts with the founder and something there.
Yes, absolutely. So I am based in Ghana. So I've been working on the continent. I'm half Ghanaian, half English. I grew up in Ghana and have just a love for everything I do being continent-centered and Africa-centered. And so I set up my agency 12 years ago, and we've been running events across Africa. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey. And so, we at its core, and the reason I set up the company was very much to change the way people engage with the continent, especially corporates and large multinationals, just knowing that we can execute flawlessly on the continent and kind of change the stereotype. And so what really drives me is doing anything we can, as much as we can, to kind of change that perception. And that's kind of where Chaperone came from.
Awesome. And so tell us a little bit about Chaperone. What is it?
So Chaperone is an event assistant, but for your guests. So it's supposed to help you as a planner. People ask you a million questions. What time is this? When is this? Even though you've sent them a PDF, you have an event app, you've given them all the information, but people will still ask you, when is this? Where do I need to be? And we decided that people will normally ask us the question via WhatsApp, via chat. So we figured, why not create a chat that other event planners can also use to essentially create their own event assistant and make it easier for them to answer the questions. So now you don't need to hire 20 or 30 chaperones. You can have your AI chaperone do it for you.
That's amazing. And so tell us, describe that moment where your customer says, whoa, Chaperone changes this. It changes everything for me and how I run my business.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when you're at an event, you've got 500 people, you've got a help desk, you've got all of those sort of moments, and you are just stressed because you want to respond to everyone. You want to give everyone that perfect set of information. And so this really supports the event planner in that moment where it's the most stressful moment. Someone says, when's dinner tonight? They've set up their event assistant by just uploading all their information. Guests can chat directly with it. and it's just that seamless. It just changes the way and the amount of time you need for onboarding people, briefing them. You can just change all of that and focus on the creativity and the experience overall.
Overall. Yeah, and you're right. So when I go to conferences and I go to events, they do provide everything. They provide
Uh-huh.
the PDF, they have this app,
Yeah.
they have these communities. And I'm trying to think, I was like, but there's still something about asking someone. So
Yes.
maybe it's because it's laziness. Like, I don't want to scroll through it. So if I can just go in there and just ask my chaperone,
Exactly.
and like what's happening at 8:30, even though it's like literally if I look over, it's right there.
Yep.
Yes, I
But
really, really
sometimes
think
it's
that.
that scrolling that like
Yeah,
people are like, there's too much other information. I just want that one
right.
specific thing that is relatable to
Yep,
me in this moment now. And so
right.
that's really what we were like, no, hold on a minute. People are asking us all these questions. Someone else can
Right.
do this.
Right. Exactly, exactly. So our listeners are very curious. So
Hmm.
tell us, like, if we open up the hood and look at the brain of chaperone, how does it
Hmm.
work?
So really it is processing and ingesting all your documents, right? So if you open it up and you upload your documents, your programs, your FAQs, it's really simple. It's for the person that's using it. You don't have to code anything. You don't have to tech it, like develop anything yourself. You literally upload your documents and then into a dashboard, and in minutes you essentially have an AI assistant because we've done that hard work on the back end. So it's based on a natural language AI, and basically, yeah, it's built from our experience.
Got it. So if I'm an event planner and I
Mm-hmm.
have all of this information, just upload it in the system, and then Chaperone is going to customize it just for that event.
Absolutely, exactly.
That
So
is
it'll be
okay.
detailed to you.
Right. I love that. I love that. Now, talk to me. I mean, of course, as you were developing this, talk to me about where you saw the benefit of Chaperone, even in it, either in the development of it or the implementation of it, where you yourself, as the owner, Francis got chills and goosebumps and was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I did this.
Yeah, we were doing a conference because it's still, we've been rolling this out, we've been testing it, and we tested it for 100-person conference recently. And it was when our sort of questions, not that we don't love questions from guests, but when that
Right.
volume had sort of significantly reduced. And so we had this help desk, we're waiting for people to show up, but we could see people like messaging and asking. We could see them. We were watching, and we thought, oh wow, we've really done something here that has changed the way the experience happens for guests, because now they're getting real-time information. We're still there to support if there's information that they still need or explanation, but that really gave me chills because I was like, oh wow, just watching people actually engage and interact meant like we created something that people loved.
Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Congratulations on that. That is
Thank you.
absolutely wonderful. And and it's all in the marketing too. Like you're there and the event planner or the event planner can actually use it and look and say this is your like personal concierge at this event. Answer all your questions. You have an invisible person that's just walking with you
Walking with
that
you.
you time. I love that. I really, really do. Now, talk about how you view ethics. You're obviously dealing with a lot of data. How do you think about these ethical crossroads
Yeah.
and factor that in?
So that's actually the great thing about what we've done, is that the guest interactions are strictly tied to the event, and they don't
Mm,
need to download an app or even put in any of their sign in information. So we won't actually capture the guest information. It's a
mhm,
like a secure passphrase that they can use to download it, but there's no requirement for guests to actually put in their data. For us, the biggest ethical thing is accuracy and trust, and making sure that people feel comfortable without feeling like they need to share all this information, especially in a time where people are really sensitive to that. So it's
mhm.
really just the event planner's information in terms of login and access that we work with. But once they have developed the event assistant, it won't actually, the guests don't need to put in their information to sign up to it.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So is it an app? So it's not an app you download on your phone.
It's not an app. It's like a web app. You can have it on your phone, so it hosts as like a little icon and that you can
Got
chat to, but you don't need to download it as an app.
Okay, got it, got it, got it. Okay, that makes sense. And where do you see the future of Chaperone? Like big picture. I used to ask, oh, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, but sometimes it's like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like, what's the future for Chaperone?
For us, it's really to replace that, PDF or small posters or looking for staff that you have to train. It's really changing that whole game, globally, but also just on the continent. Whenever we're doing anything, we're thinking, how can this be easier for, anyone who's trying to, either from a language perspective or from a context perspective, just give people better access to information, both the guests and the staff. And Chaperone sort of changes that and helps to bridge all of those gaps in a way. So for us, that's a really big thing that we see on the continent. But for us, we think every event could essentially have a chaperone. That's how big
Right.
we see it. There's no reason
Yeah.
why not.
Yeah, I love that. And my question for you is this only for event planners on the continent, or can I be in the US or Europe
Anybody
and
can use this. Anybody around the world can use this. But we always
okay,
develop for how we can enhance our events that people are experiencing on the continent as well.
okay, got it. So if I'm here and I'm like, ooh, I could use this.
Mm-hmm.
How do I find out about it? How do I get in contact with you? What are all the hash
Yeah, so you
handles?
can just log it. You can just go to ea.jamjargh.com. And that will literally, you'll be able to sign up. We're in beta at the moment, so you can sign up to test it, sign up to try it out and play around with it, make as many event assistants as you want for different contexts. And that's our main, landing page.
Got it. Now I gotta ask this question because I have my business mind on. So
Mm-hmm.
we can try it out. We can do as many assistants as possible. But
Yeah.
at what time does the revenue start coming in for you? Like
Yes.
what?
So we're hoping to roll out in the next, like formalize it and have our pricing out in the next 2 months, so
Okay,
that we can start generating revenue off it and have as many people signed up. So beta is obviously closed waitlist. And then once we roll out, revenue starts coming in.
okay. Because I was like, I can do infinite. Just download it now. So
Yeah.
it sounds like everybody, you have like 2 months, and then from there. So, and you kind of asked my next question was, so repeat that. If I wanted to test it, try it out, get to know it, I should reach out again to
Go
where?
to ea.jamjar, jamjargh.com.
Okay,
So
perfect.
it's like
Got it.
EA
You heard
stands
it
for
again.
eventassistant.jamjargh.com. Yeah. And then soon we
Awesome.
will have our chaperone.ai.
Okay, got it. By the way, this is totally like not playing, but how did you come up with the name of JamJar? I love that.
Oh, I wanted a household object that didn't mean much, and then I could make something like people ask that question, and then they would Google it and find out what it was.
Oh, very clever.
Yes.
Do you have a
Um,
marketing background too?
well, no, actually, politics and sociology and
Okay.
globalization and development. Politics was my
Yes,
background.
politics. That would get all the time. Messaging is important. So of course we always have a question from our previous guest.
Mm-hmm.
And Francis, your question is,
Mm-hmm.
do you think AI would ever be able to understand human experiences like joy, grief, or love? Or do you think it will just always be able to only simulate it?
That's a great question. I am quite an emotional person, just naturally. I'm not sure if AI is really going to be able to ever understand it. I think human emotions are deeply complex. A lot of the time, we don't even understand them. So I
Right.
think that AI is really going to be good at simulating and understanding all the context that maybe provides joy or what it thinks it provides, anger or pain or whatever it is, but I don't know if it'll truly understand the dynamics behind it.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Thank you for that. I was like, ooh, that was an interesting question.
Yeah, it is a good question.
All right, bonus rapid fire. I'm going to give you 4 questions. You give me the first response that comes to your mind.
Yes.
Number 1, the most overrated AI trend.
People might not like me for this, but I think the idea of virtual worlds, so the alternative virtual worlds and how much we're going to be living in them, I feel like that was a lot of the hype. I'm not sure.
So you feel you can only wear the goggles for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I've worn those too, and there is a time where I'm like, okay, time out,
I'm out. Yeah.
time out. Most underrated AI or tech trend.
Yeah. So I think conversational, I think, in industries like events and creative industries, how AI supports not just from the creation of the items, but actually just in step-by-step processes and things like that. There is AI there, but I don't think it's looked into enough.
Okay. All right. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
What's a book we should all read and why?
Ooh, a book that we should all read. I am a big fan of African authors. And so I think if you haven't read The Death of Vivek Oji, it's a great book. It's very interesting, talks about a lot of different dynamics when it comes to just the continent and different, cultural and historical elements, but it's a great book. Yes.
Okay, I gotta write that down. The
Yeah.
death
The Death of Vivek,
Okay.
Vivek Oji.
Okay.
OJI. It's a Nigerian Filipino writer. She's amazing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then give us your biggest, boldest prediction.
So I think that every event in the next sort of 50 years is going to have some sort of chaperone, and hopefully it's Chaperone AI that they're using. But Global Summit, that's what the thing is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Love it, love it, love it. Well, Francis, I've enjoyed this conversation and learning about, I experienced JamJar for sure. And then learning about Chaperone. It's been amazing. Now, you told us how to try out Chaperone, but how do we get connected to you, to JamJar? What if we have planners out there that want to work with you?
Absolutely. So jamjargh.com is our website, but you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Francis Quarcoopome on LinkedIn, send me a message. I'm very responsive on there. And also on Instagram, it's the same at JamJarGH. And yeah, we work across the continent and help brands sort of do that. So in creative and tech savvy ways.
Yes. Everyone, she's amazing. JamJar is amazing. And in fact, so much so, I was planning for something somewhere else, and I reached out to her and say, hey, I know you said continent.
Can you do this? So, we can. We will go anywhere, to be fair. If someone's like, hey, can you come here? We will absolutely do it.
Awesome. Well, Francis, thank you so much for being a guest on Lead with AI. I'm sure that all the listeners enjoyed it and definitely can't wait to see Chaperone on the global event planning stage.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone, Lead with AI. Thanks for tuning in to Lead with AI. I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the cutting-edge innovations shaping AI across the public and private sectors. Until then, keep leading with AI.